Namaste, angels. It's the daily reading for today, Tuesday, the 16th. It's been a wonderful day for me. I'm so not surprised that I'm starting with the wheel, with the cards, because it has been totally abundant from my end. Hope you guys are getting the same. Let's see what the history said. So in the year 1457 BC, this is a long time ago, the Battle of Megiddo, Egyptian forces of Thutmose III defeat a large Canaanite coalition under King Kaddish. It's the first battle recorded with a reliable account. 1705, which is 1304, 1111, Queen Anne of England knights Isaac Newton at Trinity College in Cambridge. 1746, Jacobite Rising, 1745, whatever that means. The Battle of Culloden, it's the first battle on British soil. Royalist troops under the Duke of Cumberland defeat the Jacobite army. 1900, U.S. Post Office issues the first books of postage stamps. 1917 or 99, Vladimir Lenin issues his radical April thesis calling for Soviets to take power during the Russian Revolution. 1948, Organization of European Economic Cooperation, or EEC, forms in Paris. And 2003, the Treaty of Accession is signed in Athens, admitting 10 new member states to the European Union. Did you know Swiss scientist Dr. Albert Hofmann discovers the psychedelic effects of LSD on this day in the year 1943? Famous birthdays: Charlie Chaplin. Benedict the 16th is 92. He looks dead, and I'm so surprised they didn't give him the black needle. I thought they would. He's a Nazi. In any case, moving on. Also, some woman named Marguerite II, so we'll find out who she is. Would you believe world record for gathering of Charlie Chaplin lookalikes? There were 662 of them at Manor de Ban Chaplin Museum in Vinve, Switzerland. On this day, it occurred in the year 2017. Famous weddings: 1966, actor and comedian Michael Palin, 22, master number 22, which is also 13-4, 11-11, weds Helen Gibbons. 1994, singer Harry Connick Jr., 26, weds model Jill Goddard, 30, at St. Louis Cathedral in New Orleans, Louisiana. And 1996, singer Judy Collins, 57, weds industrial designer Louis Nelson, 59, at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine in New York City. That church is so beautiful. Lastly, famous divorces: 1816 or 88, leading Romantic poet Lord Byron signs the deed of separation, dissolving his marriage with Lady Byron at her request after 1 year of marriage. He was a cheater, so that's probably why. Famous deaths: Madame Tussauds, Rosalind Franklin, and David Lean. David Lean was a film director, English, famous for his epic films on grand scale, such as Lawrence of Arabia and Dr. Zhivago. Lean's career began as an editor before he took on the directing and later screenwriting roles. An early success with romantic drama, A Brief Encounter in 1945, and the Dickens adaptations of Great Expectations in 1946 and Oliver Twist in 1948. The first of his truly epic films was the war drama Bridge on the River Kwai in 1957, for which he won an Oscar for Best Director and the Best Picture. The film won the Best Picture award, rather. His follow-up, Lawrence of Arabia in 1962, also won Best Picture and Director. Lean's most financially successful film was Dr. Zhivago in 1965, set in revolutionary Russia and famous for its musical score. Lean's last major film was A Passage to India in 1984, based on E.M. Forster's novel, for which he also alone wrote the screenplay. Lean was knighted in 1984. He was born on March 25th in 1908 or 99 in Croydon, Surrey, Great Britain, and was an Aries. He died on April 16th in 1991 at the age of 83 of pneumonia. Rosalind Franklin was fully named Rosalind Elsie Franklin. She was a chemist and a molecular biologist, British. As co-discoverer of the structure of DNA and for the controversy surrounding the lack of credit given her in her role in the discovery, she provided key insights to DNA structure by capturing photograph 51 of the B form of DNA in 1952 while at King's College in London. This work formed the basis for James Watson and Francis Crick and Maurice Wilkins' famous DNA model that resulted in their Nobel Prize win in 1962. So they fucked her out of the prize, basically. Of course, Francis Crick also, along with partners, the discoverer of the Pallades and Palladians. In any case, this woman was born on July 25th of 77 in 1920 in Notting Hill, London, England, and was a Leo. She died on April 16th in 1958 at the age of 37 of ovarian cancer. Madame Tussaud was fully named Anna Maria Marie Tussaud, and she was a wax museum creator, known for her wax sculptures and Madame Tussaud's The Wax Museum that she founded in London. She was born on December 1st in 1761 in Strasbourg, France, and was a Sagittarius. She died on April 16th in 1850 at the age of 88 in her sleep. Going back up to the birthdays. Computer's slow today. That woman, Marguerite II, was the Queen of Denmark. Excuse me. Danish. She's been the reigning Queen of Denmark since her ascension to the throne on the 14th of January in 1972, upon the death of her father, Frederick IX. In this role, she is also the supreme authority of the Church of Denmark and commander-in-chief of the Danish defense. She was born on April 16th in 1940 in Copenhagen, Denmark, and is 78 years old, a dragon in the Chinese zodiac and an Aries. Now, she told me, didn't she? She was somebody. Benedict the 16th, this bastard. His full name was Joseph Ratzinger, and he was the 265th Pope, 1111. But again, he was a Nazi also, Nazi youth. You can look it up yourself. He's famous because he was elected Pope in 2005. And he was previously a theologian with the long academic career. Appointed cardinal in 1977, he became the dean of the College of Cardinals in 2002, another 1111, and known for his strict adherence to Catholic doctrine. As Pope, he spoke against clerical sexual abuse and addressed the first Catholic Muslim Forum. He announced his decision in 2013 to resign, and he was the first pope to do so since the year 1415. He was born on April 16th in 1927 in Marktal, Bavaria, Germany, and is 92 years old, a rabbit on the Chinese zodiac and an Aries. And lastly, Charlie Chaplin was a comedian, actor, and filmmaker, also British. Born into poverty in England, he started performing on the stage at a very young age. After moving to America, he became a film director and an actor, famous worldwide for his tramp character in silent films. Chaplin perfected this tramp persona in Keystone Films before founding United Arts Studio. So United Artists, UA, he created it. He did this in Hollywood in the year 1919, which is 11, of course, with D.W. Griffith, Mary Pickford, and Douglas Fairbanks. So he had partners. The studio went on to produce such films as Charlie's silent films, including The Kid in 1921, The Gold Rush in 1925, and Modern Times in 1936, all films that Chaplin wrote, directed, and starred in. How do you write a silent film? Chaplin was the only silent filmmaker who continued to make successful film in the sound era. He did so in The Great Dictator, a parody of Adolf Hitler, and Limelight, featuring fellow silent era star Buster Keaton in 1952. They're both regarded among his best. After having become a controversial figure for his communist political views and marriages to much younger women, Chaplin left America while under investigation by the FBI, and in 1953 he settled in Switzerland. He was born on April 16th in 1889 in Walworth, London, England, and was an Aries. He died on December 25th in 1977 at the age of 88 of a stroke. Who's the last? Yeah, so it's been such an abundant day. I'm not at all surprised to be starting with this wheel. And I went to pick up the wheel only. Ended up picking up this too, which is upside down. But it revealed the Prince of Spring. So I guess that's like Jupiter saying, yeah, you have me to thank for that. Right, the Prince of Spring brings us the abundance. But it's been good. I hope you guys are having a good day too. I bought this cute mug this morning. Well, first of all, I've been like busy all morning. I went to the post office, and that's not far from my nail place. So I went to get my nails done. I went to get my lashes done, get my brows done. And, you know, it was just a good day already. And then I stopped in a card store and I bought this cute mug that said, do dope shit on it. And then at the post office, I had gotten a card that I had to go pick up my blender because UPS tried to deliver it to my post office box. So I had to drive to UPS to go get my Vitamix. I did that. And the same day that my Vitamix came in my mailbox at home was this powder I had ordered from It Works. That's like an alkaline powder to make shakes or smoothies or whatever with. So I was just like, oh, I got my powder, I got my blender, I got a mug, like I'm all set. And then a client in India that I have that goes through some real like angels and demons type shit. You know, like I'm doing like I do like really heavy energy healing with this whole family basically. And their friends. So this is the friend. She's having all kinds of problems with the marriage. They try to stick her in this marriage. In India, their laws are different and stuff. And she was having trouble just sending the payment. So like she handed the payment to somebody else. Like, I don't have time to put in the bank now. Here, you do it. And then that person like started to get like drained and I don't feel so good, or I'm tired. And then the next one, and they had to like, put it through like 4 different people. Finally, like somebody's brother-in-law had to take the money to the bank and stuff. It was just like the dog was trying to keep her from doing it. And as soon as they emailed me and told me what was going on, and I told them like what to smudge and what to do and all this kind of whatnot, the brother-in-law was simultaneously at the bank, I guess at that time, and the payment went through. And I was like, look at that. And she's like, it's only like divine. I mean, it was really, it's possible you had to be there to see it, but it was really pretty phenomenal. In any case, we're beginning with the dice with no. 29, spiritual partnership. And massage. Spirit says, forget it. Romantic dinner. And buy shoes. I actually may do that now that I think about it. Because Coach had sent me a 50% off thing. And they had these black sneakers I wanted. I might buy shoes. All right, so again, we're starting with the wheel, all about abundance, and Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, currently in retrograde. So still giving us gifts, but having slowed down a lot. You know, he used to come in with a very fast energy. That tower is probably Jupiter, because Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, and karma. So when I see the tower and I say it gives me like fire or feels, or like Scorpio death feels, it's probably Jupiter, but I never thought about it before. Anyway, he for the most part is gifting us stuff, and that's what he's doing right now. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Also, the 4 of Autumn. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. The Wheel. King of Winter. intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert you can find. The King of Winter is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Venus herself, but more likely is Mercury himself. Mercury, who leaves shadow today. Like, remember Mercury went direct about a week or two ago in retrograde? Well, it still remained in the retrograde zone in what's called shadow, but he leaves shadow today. So we should really, really, really finally, ultimately stop having these Mercury retrograde type experiences, because some people continue to have them even after he went direct. The Wheel and the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, represents the signs of Aries and Scorpio, both of which are ruled by Mars. I'll do one more, and it's the Empress. Uh-oh. Here we go. There's that spiritual partnership. True, time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. The Empress is a Gemini, Libra, or Taurus, opposite the masculines, Aries or Scorpio. Also, this card is very much about abundance, growth, fertility, and it could be literal fertility, like, you know, getting pregnant or having a baby, or just being super, super creative and giving birth to projects and stuff. Emperor. And it's a motherly energy. It could represent somebody's mother or yourself as a mother. Or the need to nurture yourself like I did today, you know, doing all this girly stuff I did. I even made my nails pink for Venus. And it's the 5 of Autumn. I noticed, I don't know if you did, but I noticed that both the 4 of Autumn before that I opened to after the Wheel, and now this were upside down. So there's no reversals in this deck, but I think it may mean something that they were upside down, that like this kind of energy is really over. But let's see. We'll get into the spread in a moment. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed. This card can be connected to relationships too, and just lack in general, feeling, you know, void, like you're missing something, someone, just like a hole somewhere, and you don't know how to fill it. That's the 5 of Autumn. Overall energy is the 6 of Summer. The love and care of children can become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Crowning the masculine today. Oops, speaking of the Tower. Damn, I guess I felt it. It is Major Arcana card 16, the Tower. It's called Life Experience in this deck. It's the Tower. Important changes are coming to your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. So in the weekly readings, there was definitely an indication that the masculine needed to move away from something or someone that he was currently doing towards something else, and that he was afraid. But he's going to have to go for it. The outcome was good if he did, you know, when he finally gets up the gumption. And it may have to do with a soulmate, a past love, an ex or something even coming back. And sure enough, when I pick up this 6 of Summer, with 6 of Cups basically, behind that is the Princess of Summer. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. And behind that upright is the Seven of Winter. A lot of people, tarot readers, connect the Seven of Winter. You know, traditional. I don't know what a lot of tarot readers do. Actually, I don't watch them. But I mean, traditional practitioners of tarot, and the study of tarot will say that the Seven of Winter can be about returns too, people trying to come back into your life. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. So yeah, it's otherwise in general not a favorite card of mine. I actually don't like the Seven of Winter very much because it represents the energy of joy stealing to me. But in this placement, so to speak, coupled with these other cards, especially with the Eight of Spring also behind it, it can be something coming back to you. Maybe something that you had lost being returned, or something that was stolen being returned to you, including, you know, maybe something non-material, like some sort of, you know, feelings or whatever, somebody that was in your life. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. I didn't even talk about the masculine's Three of Autumn that was surrounding him. Your most satisfying and profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your true talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. Three of Autumn is about abundance coming your way that you have earned. You right? It represents like a worker energy. It also can be something having to do with a party of three. And maybe that's why somebody needs to return to your life. Masculine subconscious, the Eight of Winter. Here's that fear I was talking about with him. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. You might be afraid to go back to someone because, you know, something not so nice happened between them, or because they partied in the first place. Or he may be afraid to let somebody come back into his life. Maybe somebody that he met at work, or somebody at work. Maybe nothing having to do with romance, just somebody trying to come back, a friend or something. Crowning the feminine. The King of Autumn. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities possible. And money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. I tell you, this has been my experience all day. Right? Everything I touch turns to gold today. The King of Autumn is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Can be an actual person in your life, you know, significant today, or on or around today. As can be the King of Summer, who is warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. The King of Summer is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Feminine may have two choices of men for some reason to do something. You know, not necessarily romantic, some sort of spiritual partnership though. 29. Feminine subconscious, the High Priestess. This is the time to pause and reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. The High Priestess is a water sign like the King of Summer, or a Gemini. And she's not somebody that just jumps at something and moves. Like if she does come into money, for example, she's going to not necessarily just spend it. Like it says, it's going to be invested wisely. She's going to observe and think about, you know, using all that information she has available to her. What should she do with it? Where should she invest it? How should she invest it? She's not going to just jump out the window spending the money, you know, right away. Just for an example. Crowning. Speaking of a Gemini, it's the Queen of Winter. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All your life experiences, and it's sitting next to life experience. Isn't that funny? Which is the Tower again. Yeah, so all your life experiences all your towers in your life have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Queen of Winter could be coming back into contact maybe with a Six of Summer, yeah, a soulmate, somebody from their past, romantic one maybe. At the root foundation, it is the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. So again, the Emperor is a Scorpio or an Aries or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Also, he's a father or a husband or the marrying kind, I like to say, a divorcee, a widower, some, you know, he's that kind of, he gives you that kind of vibe, right? Dad vibes, middle-aged dad vibes is kind of what you get from him. But, you know, if he's not a father or you know, married, he's somebody that could be, you know what I mean? That you would want to. And if it's not that, especially cross for the masculine in particular, crossing the Three of Autumn, this might have something to do with work. And if it's a Tower, maybe very unexpectedly for you, you get a promotion, raise, bonus that you need, that you're happy about. Maybe you've been feeling stuck financially, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, seemingly, here comes this, you know, abundance that you did earn, but you weren't expecting. That is one possibility. Or an opportunity for you to become a boss, you know, somehow, or maybe it's to start your own thing. And it can be an idea, again, maybe that you're reviving from your childhood. You know, so you always wanted to be whatever, and now you're getting a chance. So that's a little scary, but at the same time, here it comes and you earned it. At the heart of the matter, here's the opportunity. It's the Princess of Spring, energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. The Princess of Spring is a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, or someone likened to probably an Aries, if not a Sag, because it's sitting here atop the Emperor, who's an Aries or a Scorpio. Or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And can also, of course, be Mars himself or Jupiter himself, bringing the opportunity, which is what I think. Yeah, so again, for a feminine, it can be pretty much anything. It can be work. It can be romance. It can just be things going your way, like I described. And I happen to be a queen of winter also, and a high priestess. You know, yeah, just a good day. Doesn't have to be anything any more than that. Since we got an upright card, let's look at the masculine's Eight of Winter. What the hell is he so afraid of? Maybe something having to do with the Pisces. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. I think he just needs to stop and smell the roses, because something comes in so quickly that he's sort of overwhelmed. But it is opportunity, and it's like a potentially lucrative one for him. I don't see it as being anything negative. The Emperor can sometimes represent like government agencies and, you know, authority and stuff like that. But still, again, opposite the three, or crossing the Three of Autumn rather. And sitting here under the Princess of Spring, which is about opportunity. I think it's just an opportunity, something good that comes in very, very quickly. And so since it was like, you know, now you see it, now you don't, that's what overwhelms him. Further advice to the masculine, it's the Three of Spring, which is also, you know, about abundance and stuff coming in. Again, this can have to do with him with the relationship too. Maybe some sort of party of three, and something may happen in that regard abruptly too, and he's got to make a choice. And, you know, Maybe look at things in a different perspective, as they say, like, you win some, you lose some. Maybe somebody leaves, it's a breakup, but at the same time, he gets, closer with the other. Those are possibilities. Or becoming a father, learning he's becoming a father. There's going to be a third. That can be overwhelming because there's a lot of threes here too. We got the 3 of spring in my hand now. That's his advice. Major Arcana card Awakening, which is 12 or 3 to clarify the 8 of winter, and the 3 of autumn top that. And it's something, again, swift, and it might have to do with being a father or, leading a family. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. So he could find something out very, like abruptly, maybe like pregnancy, and now you got to be patient. You got to wait 9 months for the baby to come. Or you can, find out that you're, again, getting a promotion, but you might have to wait before you actually doing the job. Maybe there's training first or something like that. Even with a relationship, you could, start to take a step forward out of one and or into one. But after that initial fast, sometimes relationships can be stop and go too. And you're like, what happened? That first couple of days we were on fire. And now it's like, it can be that also. Feminine, for us, the 10 of spring. That's interesting. This kind of came out of nowhere, unless it's associated with the princess of spring. You're working far too hard, and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. Again, she doesn't seem to be doing too much or to be struggling. What's up with the 10 of spring? 2 of winter. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. Oh, remember I said the feminine may have to choose? So that could be stressful for her, having to choose between 2 people or 2 opportunities, 2 choices or something. And yeah, she may be succumbing to peer pressure. So let me read this again. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your guidance. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the daily reading. I'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.